First of all, I'd just like to say Merry Christmas. I wanted to give you guys a first look at Graceland. We'll try and do a quick drive through. I am going to get the gecko, they call it, uh, simply because it seems to handle a lot better when you're driving around with the drive control mod, and it is somewhat faster. Uh, Equipment purchase point, nothing really special. You can sell your equipment back there. I've got the traffic somewhat increased, so when you're using Courseplay, your tractors will not have to slow down. Worst case scenario, they will slow down behind you. At least that's what happened when I put my first tractor on the road a few minutes ago. But traffic is moving along about 38 mile an hour. Let's get up beside this car and see. This is a 4X map. A little over 40, about 41 mile an hour there. Maybe I'm at like 41 and a half. One unique feature, Robert Johnson, the guy that helped me with this map, I've never had anyone to physically help me, but what we did was upload it at night. He's on West Coast time. He did a lot of extra work. We kind of assigned each other areas. I generally took care of the inside and he took care of the outside and did a wonderful job. One of his ideas was the field buy triggers. He said he's never went to a field to purchase it, so if we could have a real estate office or something, and I said, yeah, that makes perfectly good sense. So uh, field 1 through 10 is yours. 11 through 49 will have to be purchased in here, the real estate office. It goes to 18 downstairs. The other 30 or so is upstairs, and you can just pick which one you want to buy. But that was just a neat little add-on he suggested. Like I said, he helped out a lot with this map. Your PDA, or I'm sorry, your map. This is generally what it will look like. The center farm, you can see where all the tip triggers. It's somewhat congested until you get closer, but your farm is basically in the center of the map. I should probably go that way there and maybe start kind of give you a little look around. I've got a cold too, and by the way, Merry Christmas, everybody. We were hoping to have this ready for Christmas, and I'm thinking about trying to get it uploaded, but I'm sure the staff is got better things to do on Christmas than to test this map, so it may be the next few days. But this is your main farm, your home, uh, buildings, your equipment. Will reset right here. I put the compost machine in here to make manure again, just like my other two maps. It does have soil mod in this map, so you will need lots of manure, or unless you just want to buy your BGAs, your storage for your chaff, forage, your windrow, grass. Your gardening center is somewhat right here. If you buy saplings, they'll spawn right here, so you can load them up. One different addition is the mixing station. It's Marhu's mixing station script. Somebody was creative and they kind of did a bunch of extra work. So you still, it's basically, which the guy give him complete credit. Like I said, it's Marhu's script, but this gentleman changed it around to where it looks somewhat farmish. And then, of course, you unload here your silage for your BGAs. One thing different, and this was another good suggestion from Robert. The pig, beef, and lamb, we changed the colors. Pig and beef were the same color buildings. Lamb was a little bit darker. So we went a little step farther and I changed the texture on the building, but we also just added these icons on the front of these buildings, so you'll never get confused. Pig, beef, lamb, and I left the chicken as it is. You can get close enough to them to hear them to realize it's chickens, of course, but let's see. We'll drive down this way. On your left here, which will be directly north of your farm, is your cattle, in-game cattle. And then your sheep here. The sheep wool pallet collector will spawn your pallets here. If you're using a trailer with a script, you can drive in and load them from here, or if you would just like to use a pallet forklift, I actually made this here ramp, and you can unload and load there if you'd like to do it that way. But I have tested it with a trailer with a script. As a matter of fact, it is, let's see, I want to say it's under the tippers, I believe it's a miscellaneous. Yeah, this thing right here, this Flegal DPW, it'll load the all kind of pallets. Automatically load for them. It's a pretty nice little trailer. Just takes a smaller tractor to hook the hitch, unless you have the hitch mod. The greenhouses, added them back in here. One thing I did do different is the seed storage area. I increased it to 50,000 versus the 10. Fertilizer increased it to 30,000, water 30,000, and I believe I increased the fuel to like 2,500, maybe 2,000 gallons. Just so once you fill them up, you don't have to keep tending to it, so to speak. The pallets still spawn towards the end of the buildings here. They'll spawn right here, of course. Some people say they have the wool pallet collector in, and it helps them. The only problem is the wool pallet collector is written off of the wool pallet script for the animals, for the sheep, so it may work, but the only time it's going to work is if the wool pallet is filled. Once the wool pallet fills up, the trigger turns it on, and then it'll of course turn on the pallet for the produce. I wish there was another way, but I have worked at it and worked at it and could not get it to work, so we're headed toward the outer perimeter of the map. All the sell points are pretty much on the outer perimeter. Now this here is your market. You would buy, you can purchase your chicken, beef, lamb, and pig a lot cheaper here than you can through the in-game menu. For instance, the chicken 2 is 100, I think 120, or yeah, it's 120. Well, at the market you can actually buy them for I think $19 a piece, so significantly cheaper if you want to go that route. The butcher, same one I've had in my other maps. You can sell your livestock there. The BGA here on the left. I have traffic in this map. I do not have the pedestrians. It just doesn't seem to be needed. Your dairy, of course, for looks, but if you want to transport your own milk, you can put your triggers here. I've called a code. My family had come up and visit last week or this week. One of them gave me a code. The train cell triggers, of course, I put them back in. It's your grain mill here. One thing we've been different on the straw. You can sell your baled straw and excess windrow straw here at the straw sale facility. Just back up there and tip triggers. There's 2 additional silo collect points in this map. One is here. There's no dump trigger, only storage. Or I'm sorry, there's only a dump trigger and no trigger to get it out. We can do all that at the main farm. The other one is kind of northeast. If you see the freight yard on the map between 11 and 23, the tip trigger just below it, the white tip trigger, that is your other grain silo collect point. I put the lumber mill in the southwest corner of this map. Excuse me. It's somewhat a good bit ways away. A lot of people either farm or they like doing the lumber, timber stuff. I actually like both. It gives me something to do while I'm waiting on crops to grow. Instead of speeding up, I'll always go cut some trees down and create some lumber that way, or create some extra revenue that way. But I did put it in the southwest corner of the map, so it's completely secluded and out of the way. But I also added the lumber mill for this map, so you can make lumber pallets. That's your chips storage area. The lumber mill, of course, is Marhu's, come from Marhu's site. You put wood chips or straw right here. Get out there. Right here for fuel. It runs off of straw or chips for fuel. Your excess straw or excess chips fall here. You put your logs here, and it will create pallet wood here. And of course, if you just want to sell your logs, you can dump them in the pond and get paid for it, or drive across this tip trigger here to get paid for it. I had some trouble with that earlier, but it seems to be working fine now. Like I say, everything's in the southwest corner for the lumber mill. You have a planted forest here that you can start harvesting if you like. Just a bunch of trees growing. Let's see. I'll get around to the north end of the map and show you the other sell points. To keep this video short, we'll just pause until I get to where I'm going. I'll show you one quick thing. Like I say, Robert was responsible for the outer perimeter of the map, putting a bunch of stuff in the outer perimeter. He did all the nice fence work, the trees. It took a lot of time with the fence to get them as nice and neat as he could. All the access points will either be a gate or drive over the canal. I need to smooth that out and take a screenshot. You got your storage area for equipment. You have seed, fuel, and fertilizer all spread out to be used around the map. Let's say this is a 4x map, but you can play it like a 1x. You can play it like a 2x, or I call it like a 2.5. And of course you can play it the whole thing. The warehouse sale location is right here to our left. We're coming up the east or west side of the map. The biomass heating plant right there behind the warehouse. I did a small road around the main farm and then did an outer road like this one here, and it will and then of course the outer perimeter is all dirt and a little bit harder to navigate. I will say all the water in this map has trigger. You can fill your water tanks and everything else with the water that is all around the map. If you can get a trailer down to it, some places it's easy, some it's not. Almost center of the map, put the port. most of the cell triggers are pretty close to the perimeter, with the exception of the port and the lumber mill, but it's not much farther to drive. These are your equipment stations. But your port, one thing about the port, if you come in, most of your port products you'll be selling. You drive over that tip trigger right there and sell them there. One exception to this map is the spinnery, and I put the spinnery icon down here. All of your created pallets, like your wool, your lumber, and your produce pallets, you'll drive down here to the smaller side of the port and sell them here. This crane is animated. It catches you when you drive across it, but it will not unload your truck for you. It's just a neat little animation the guy created. I thought it'd be pretty cool to add. Just lets him know you're loading things up, so. But just something neat there. But that's where you would sell all your pallets. The lumber from the lumber mill, the wool, and also your produce pallets. I think I have showed you everything. We did do one special thing, and I didn't forget about it, but Robert's brother passed away while we were working on this map, and he asked about doing a nature walk to kind of contribute, and he did a really excellent job decorating it. If I can remember how to get over there, I'll drive over there and show it to you guys, and we should be done looking at the map. I think I've shown you everything, and like I say, of course, most of everything out here is just decorative stuff. It's really nice, but you've probably seen most of the trees you want to see. Oh, I think I got a little too fast. I'll slow him down a bit and see if he drives somewhat better. 60 miles an hour, he won't slide around. Say we did this tribute for him. I'd say Robert did really good decorating and adding all the stuff. winds around. I'm gonna cut through here. If I can get by pretty, I can remember where it's at here. Let's see. Oh yeah. There we go. Oh, it's in loving memory of his brother. So pretty good. Uh, I hope you guys have enjoyed this preview of my newest map, and I have named it Graceland. But I just would personally just like to thank Robert Johnson, Rob J 4027, for all his help in creating this. We just shared ideas and went from there. Hopefully it'll be up for download in a few days, depending on how things turn out. Like I say, admins have a lot more important things to do than on Christmas than to check maps out. So, thank y'all. Thanks for watching.